In 2026, the world finally achieved what it had always dreamed of. Everything became effortless. You no longer had to remember phone numbers. You no longer had to write emails. You did not even need to think about what to say. AI did it all, instantly, perfectly. Life became frictionless. But then something strange happened. People started to feel empty. Not tired, not stressed, not busy, empty. Because when everything is easy, nothing feels earned. And when nothing is earned, nothing feels meaningful. That is when a new idea quietly began to spread across the world. A movement that sounded almost absurd at first. Let us make things harder again. Chapter 1. The hidden cost of convenience. For decades, technology promised one thing: speed, faster communication, faster transportation, faster decisions, and eventually, faster thinking. AI became the ultimate shortcut machine. Need an essay? Done in seconds. Need a strategy? Generated instantly. Need creativity? Delivered on demand. At first, it felt magical, but over time, researchers began to notice a pattern. People were remembering less, focusing less, feeling less satisfied, not because they were lazy, because they had nothing left to struggle with. And struggle, it turns out, is not a problem in the human system. It is a feature, a necessary ingredient for growth. Without friction, there is no resistance. Without resistance, there is no strength. Chapter 2. The birth of intentional friction. Around the mid-2020s, a quiet counterculture began to emerge. Students started writing notes by hand again, even though typing was faster. Designers began sketching ideas on paper, even though AI could generate perfect visuals. Writers started editing their own drafts manually, even though software could optimize everything automatically. They were not rejecting technology, they were redefining their relationship with it. This philosophy became known as intentional friction. The idea was simple. Not all difficulty is bad. Some difficulty is essential. Just like muscles need resistance to grow, the mind needs friction to develop. This was not nostalgia. It was strategy, a deliberate choice to keep certain obstacles in place, because those obstacles protect something precious: your thinking, your memory, your identity. Chapter 3. The rise of the friction premium. Economists began to notice something unexpected. In a world where everything became instant, slow processes started to gain value. Handwritten letters felt more meaningful than emails. Home-cooked meals felt more special than delivered food. Handcrafted products felt more authentic than mass-produced ones. People were willing to pay more for things that required effort. This new phenomenon was called the friction premium. Effort itself became a luxury. Time became a status symbol, and patience became a form of wealth. Because in an automated world, doing something manually was no longer inefficient. It was intentional. Chapter 4. Meaningful struggle. For centuries, humans believed success came from eliminating hardship. But modern psychology began to reveal a different truth. Not all struggle is harmful. Some struggle is deeply meaningful. Learning a language, building a business, mastering a craft. These experiences are difficult, but they create pride, confidence, memory, and most importantly, identity. When AI removes every challenge, it also removes the story. And without a story, achievement feels hollow. That is why experts began using a new phrase: meaningful struggle. Not suffering, not pain, purposeful effort. The kind of effort that makes life feel real. Chapter 5. The paradox of time efficiency. For years, society obsessed over one concept: time efficiency. Save time, optimize time, maximize productivity. But eventually, people realized something uncomfortable. Saving time is meaningless if you do not know what to do with it. When every task becomes faster, life does not automatically become richer. Sometimes, it becomes emptier, because fulfillment does not come from speed. It comes from engagement, from attention, from presence. In other words, the opposite of rushing. Chapter 6. The most valuable skill of the future. In the age of AI, the most valuable skill is not coding. It is not engineering. It is not even creativity. The most valuable skill is knowing when not to automate, knowing which tasks should remain human, knowing where friction should stay, knowing when to slow down, because the future will not belong to those who eliminate effort. It will belong to those who manage effort wisely, people who can combine speed with reflection, automation with intention. Technology, with humanity, ending. The world will continue to become faster, smarter, more automated. That is inevitable. But the people who thrive in this new era will not be the ones who remove every obstacle. They will be the ones who choose their obstacles carefully. They will understand that friction is not the enemy. Sometimes, friction is the teacher. Sometimes, friction is the memory. And sometimes, friction is the meaning of life. So the next time technology offers to make everything easier, pause for a moment. Ask yourself one simple question. Is this saving time, or is it stealing experience?